Students, what's the best forgot to turn off the mic story during virtual learning? I watched my classmate Marcus destroy his entire high school reputation with one unmuted Zoom call. This guy was a professional at making excuses. He had this talent for coming up with the most heartbreaking family tragedies whenever he needed extra time on assignments. Marcus barely scraped by with a 2.0 GPA, but he was creative as hell when it came to avoiding work. The kid could write a 5-page sob story faster than he could write a 2-paragraph book report. When COVID hit and we all went virtual, Marcus saw his golden ticket. No more face-to-face meetings with teachers who might catch his lies. Just emails and Zoom calls where he could play the grieving nephew or devastated grandson. It started small in our biology class. Marcus emailed Mr. Richardson saying his uncle had died suddenly that morning and he couldn't focus on the test. Mr. Richardson, being human, gave him a 2-day extension without asking any questions. Marcus probably felt like a genius, but then he got greedy. 3 weeks later, he told our English teacher, Ms. Davis, that his grandmother had passed away. Same routine. Emotional email, camera off during class, extension granted. 2 weeks after that, it was his stepdad who supposedly died in a car accident. Then his cousin got cancer and died within a week. By October, Marcus had killed off more family members than a Game of Thrones episode. The teachers all bought it because who would lie about death, right? But Marcus got sloppy during his 4th funeral story. We were in Spanish class with Senora Valdez, and Marcus had emailed her that morning saying he'd be attending his cousin's memorial service. He logged into Zoom, turned his camera off, and said he might have to leave early for the funeral. The problem was, Marcus forgot to mute his microphone. Instead of respectful silence or maybe some sniffling, the entire class heard him screaming at his TV screen playing Call of Duty with his buddies. "Dude, I just headshotted that noob. No way. That was insane. Revive me, bro. I gotta get that kill streak. Who's got the sniper? Cover me while I rush." 23 students and one very patient Spanish teacher listened to Marcus having the time of his life at his cousin's funeral. The guy was literally whooping and cheering while supposedly mourning. Senora Valdez didn't even interrupt at first. She just let it play out, probably recording it on her phone. After about 3 minutes of Marcus celebrating virtual murders, she finally turned her mic on. "Hola, Marcus. I hope the memorial service isn't too emotionally overwhelming for you." Complete silence. You could actually hear the exact moment Marcus realized his mistake. The game sounds stopped immediately. There was this horrible pause where nobody breathed. Then Marcus's icon disappeared from the call. He just vanished. The guy didn't come back to Spanish class for 2 days. When he finally showed up, his camera was permanently on, and his mic stayed muted unless Senora Valdez specifically called on him. But the damage was already done. Senora Valdez had compared notes with the other teachers. Turns out Marcus had racked up 7 fake deaths in 1 semester. His uncle from biology class was alive and well, posting fishing pictures on Facebook every weekend. The stepdad he claimed died was never mentioned in any of his previous family stories. The school board hit Marcus with a 2-week suspension for academic dishonesty and emotional manipulation. They made him retake every test and assignment he'd gotten extensions for. His parents had to come in for meetings where they learned about all 7 fictional funerals their son had orchestrated. When Marcus came back, everyone knew. Teachers watched him like hawks, and nobody believed a word he said anymore.